Because I didn't intend to hit him. I sell calls with my arms. I don't fall or to sell a call. I'm not a flopper. So I was just selling the call because he was grabbing me and pulling my hip.
We've seen what Draymond Green continues doing. Against the Phoenix Suns, he said he tried selling a call, but in the process made direct contact with his forearm to Yusuf Nurkic's face. There is now one man who calls BS on Green's antics. And no, it's not NBA Hall of Famer Charles Barkley, nor is it NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe. It is none other than Nick Young, a.k.a. Swaggy P. On Undisputed with Skip Bayless, Young went at Green's neck. He's more of a cheap shot guy, you know. He tends to do that to a lot of Europeans. He's messing with nothing but foreigners. Swaggy would say Green's antics cross a line. You only see stuff like this in the UFC, but they let Draymond be Draymond for too long. He cussed out Kevin Durant, got into it with Jordan Poole. The Warriors helped create this. You let him get away with so much. Draymond is going to continue to be Draymond. He'd add, I understand people don't like Gobert. Gobert's the most unlikable guy, but you don't run in there and grab somebody by their neck, and he wasn't alone.
So look, the Gobert choke was questionable but defensible because Dre was coming to protect Clay. This latest incident left many people scratching their heads. So just, what do y'all think about the situation? And how do you react to this video?
Hey, man, listen. I know what Dre doing. He's taking care of these Euros one at a time. You know what I mean, Dre? I can't, Dre. The media is trying to push these Euros on us, baby, and you choking and slapping them back. I get it, baby. Do your thing.
He only did it to 2.
Yeah, he got about 6, 7 more.
Let's keep some things in perspective. Hilarious, yeah. A storyline, sure. Fun, why not? But statistically, it really doesn't seem like this has merit. There's some recency bias. Rudy Gobert being put in a headlock, yeah. Nurkic getting swung on, yeah. Domas Sabonis receiving a sneaker to the chest in the playoffs. Steven Adams getting kicked to the groin too many times, then Nikola Jokic in the eye. That is leaving out the other players that Draymond has tormented and gone after on the basketball court. And that doesn't count Kawhi Leonard. That doesn't count Patrick Beverley. That doesn't count Jordan Poole getting sucker punched in a leaked video from his own practice, from their training facility. That doesn't count the playoffs with LeBron James. That doesn't count Austin Rivers. That doesn't count Marquise Chris, Amon Shumpert, Anthony Davis. That's just naming a few. So if we're going to be honest about this situation, let's talk about being honest about this situation. There's a recency bias here, but go off, guys. As of this taping, Draymond has been suspended indefinitely. NBA Executive VP and head of B-Ball Ops Joe Dumars said in a statement Green's repeated history of unsportsmanlike acts was a factor in their decision. Woj reported Green, Warriors GM Mike Dunleavy Jr., Green's agent Rich Paul of Clutch Sports expected to meet Thursday to start discussing a path of counseling and help for Green to move forward. The league didn't want to put a specific number on the suspension, but allow Green to take the time he might need to deal with challenges he's facing. We've heard this so many times at this point. And to be quite honest with you, there's 2 things that I realized. Number one, Bob Myers got out at the perfect time. Because what do people not want to do? Overstay their welcome. He got out at the perfect time to hand the keys to Mike Dunleavy, an aging roster where Klay Thompson doesn't look amazing at this point in the season. Steph might be slowing down a little bit. Andrew Wiggins is slowing down a little bit. And Draymond Green cannot control himself. Secondly, this is all the Golden State Warriors is doing. Swaggy is right on that aspect of it. Because if they nipped this in the bud previously, maybe they would have already got ahead of this. It's like slowly peeling off the Band-Aid when really they should have done it years ago. Green signed a 4-year, $100 million contract in the offseason. He's losing over $150,000 a game if he's suspended for less than 20 games, $203,000 per game if more than 20,000. The Athletic added the NBA said he will be required to meet certain league and team conditions before he returns to play. The 33-year-old is expected to receive counseling and work with the Warriors while suspended via ESPN's Kendra Andrews. Green's 3 ejections are tied for the most in a season. His first came after he picked up 2 techs against the Cavs in November. His second, the Gobert incident, November 14th. The NBA suspended him 5 games after the latter incident, which the league cited Green's history as a repeat offender. A source told ESPN last month, Golden State has lost their leverage with disciplining Green after failing to hold him accountable for punching Poole at last year's practice. One man who is not only one of the most memeable with the way that he gestures his hands when he's thinking about what news is going to come, but also one of the best insiders is Brian Windhorst, NBA journalist, NBA reporter. He'd put in his write-up for the Warriors. An entire apology operation has been in place for years for Green's behavior. Green will do something offensive, large or small, and the Warriors fall into a routine. Coach Kerr will apologize. Former GM Myers would apologize. The PR staff will do so. He's been suspended 4 times since the Poole punch. We've known this to be his character. Here's the issue. This is somebody that the team and the league pretty much has a consensus that, like, we all know he's an a-hole, but he's the love when he's on our team, hate when he's against us, you know, true motivator, rah-rah kind of guy, the glue, tough, tenacious, old school, sticks up for his guys, sometimes to a fault. They could have solved this issue years back. And maybe, you know, speaking counter to that, maybe it was a good thing they didn't, because they had success in previous years. And if they were to restructure the way that he conducts himself on a basketball court, maybe, just maybe, that would have changed the dynamic of the team. Maybe this is what they needed, and like an aging boxer, he just doesn't know when to bow out. Maybe it's more like a boxer who loses his power and has to become more finesse. Maybe that's the stage that he's at. Regardless, Draymond is out indefinitely. The Warriors are a slumping franchise, though it is still early. Here's my takeaway. This team is in trouble. Serious trouble. I like Kuminga. I like the younger core. But when you look at it, you have Hall of Famers on this team, and they continually slip under 500. I believe as of this taping, they're 3 games under 500. I'm looking at a roster that has just aged. Clay wants a ton of money. They just gave Draymond a ton of money. They are cuffing themselves to players that are deserving, but at this point in their careers, it seems as though they should get it from somewhere else.